Welcome, we are Team Syntaxis. Our project presentation is on Relo, an innovative application designed for pre-ordering and planning events seamlessly. In today's fast-paced world, organizing events like parties, gatherings, and meetings can be overwhelming. Our application simplifies the process by enabling users to plan events ahead of time, book venues, and make reservations, even pre-order food and service at partner cafes and vendors. With Trello, users can explore various cafes and event spaces, browse menus, and book vendors to ensure that every aspect of their event is covered. This application identifies nearby cafes and allows users to place orders in advance, ensuring that food is prepared and waiting at the table upon arrival. This feature enhances convenience, making the dining experience smooth and stress free. Key features of our application would be our services, user friendly dashboard, flexible payment methods, and vendor management. To support these features, the UML diagram provides a structured view of our applications, classes, and their interactions. User class. This is the primary class that represents each individual user in the application. Java methods in the user class would encapsulate functionalities such as adding favorite class, creating bookings, and managing payment methods. Cafe and vendor classes. These classes act as representations of event venues and service providers that are available to user. In Java, these classes would include methods for displaying available items and taking pre-orders, encapsulating the details of each venue and vendor. Event class. Encapsulate all details related to the event, such as date, time, location, and an associated event gallery for storing images of the event. We are using inheritance to further extend event class into subclasses like wedding event, corporate event, birthday event, and so on. Payment and booking classes. These classes manage the financial and reservation aspects of an event. The payment class handles transaction details with attributes for amount, payment method, and transaction status. The booking class manages the reservation for event, including status and number of guests. By using polymorphism, we could extend the payment class to handle different payment methods like credit card payment, UPI payments, and so on. Dashboard class acts as a central hub for the user. It aggregates and displays all the user's bookings, analytics, and other event details in one place. Uses abstraction to control what the user can see. Our UML diagram demonstrate how these entities interact to support the app's functionality, with relationships indicating associations and dependencies. By using Hoops concepts like encapsulation, polymorphism, aggregation, we have ensured that our app is robust, scalable, and easy to maintain.
I'm Harshita. This is the GUI of our application. Relo is an ordering system designed with an intuitive user interface using Java's JFrame and card layout. Relo GUI class. The heart of the application lies in the Relo GUI class, which sets up the main window, JFrame, and manages the card layout. This layout allows for seamless transitions between different panels, guiding the user through steps like sign in, menu selection, order payment, and summary. Create sign in panel. The journey starts with the Create Sign In panel. This panel presents text fields for the user to enter the mobile number and one time password for the authentication. The user has the option to sign in, or if they don't have an account, they can navigate to the sign up page. Create Sign Up panel. If the user is new to the application, this panel lets them register by entering the essential details like username, mobile number, gender, and OTP. Once registered, the user is ready to proceed with the ordering process. Create Dashboard panel. After signing in or signing up, the user is taken to the Create Dashboard panel. Here they can choose between pre-ordering or viewing past events. Buttons are provided to navigate to the appropriate panels depending on what the user wants to do next. Create Cafe Selection panel. Next, the Cafe Selection panel presents a list of cafes to choose from. The user can select their preferred cafes, and upon selection, they are taken to the next step, choosing the date and time for their order. The Create Date Time selection panel allows the user to pick the date and time for their order. This ensures the order is scheduled at a convenient time without waiting for it. Once confirmed, the user is directed to the menu selection panel. The Create Menu Selection panel is where the user selects items from a menu such as burgers, pizzas, etc. Each item is accompanied by a checkbox, and the user selects or deselects items. The total cost dynamically updates to reflect their choices. Create Summary panel. After choosing the items, the user is shown a summary of their order in this panel. It displays a list of selected items and the total cost. The user can either go back to adjust their order or proceed to the payment. Create Payment panel. It provides two payment options, paying 50% of the bill upfront or entering credit card details. Depending upon the user's choice, it is directed to enter the payment details or complete the transaction. Create Card Detail panel. If the user chooses to pay by credit card, this panel prompts them to enter their credit card details, including the name on the card, expiry, and CVV. Once the information is submitted, the order is confirmed and the user is all set to enjoy their meal. Throughout this entire process, the card layout ensures a smooth and intuitive flow between the panels, making the app easy to use for customers while guiding them through the order placement, payment, and steps efficiently. Now, let me run it.
Myself, Sanjana, let's walk through how the various components of the application to allow users to seamlessly plan their events. This is the event planning part of our application. It extends JFrame and utilizes card layout to manage different panels that represent the various steps of the event booking process. The user progresses through each stage. Different panels are shown based on their selections. Create Start Panel. The Create Start Panel method creates the initial screen of the application. It features a button labeled Events. When the user clicks on this button, it transitions to the next step in the event planning process, the event type and the cafe selection screen. This panel acts as the starting point of our application, setting the stage for everything that follows. Create Event Type Cafe panel. Once the user clicks Event, they are taken to the Create Event Type Cafe panel. Here they are presented with two drop down menus, one to select the event type such as birthday, anniversary, proposal, etc., and other to choose a cafe for the event. After making the selection, the user can click the done button, which takes them to the next step, entering the date and time of the event. Create date time panel. The create date time panel method allows the user to input the date and time of the event. It includes text fields where the user must enter the date in year, month, day format and the time in hours, minute format. After filling in the details, the user clicks the done button, which leads them to the vendor selection panel where they will choose their preferred vendors for the event. Create vendor selection panel. In the create vendor selection panel, users are presented with a list of vendors, each with a checkbox beside their name. Vendors like Raghu, Shankar, Priya, and Parul are available to be selected. Once the user has selected their vendors, they can click the OK button, which will take them to the next step, the budget estimation for the event. Create budget estimation panel. The create budget estimation panel displays the estimated budget for the event. Users can see the cost and review it. If they are satisfied, they can click the OK button, which will bring them to the payment option screen where they will choose how to pay for the event. Create payment panel. The create payment panel provides the user with two payment options, paying 50% of the bill upfront or entering their credit card details. If the user opt to pay half the bill, a message will show confirming their decision. If they choose to enter credit card details, they will be taken to the create credit card detail panel where they can securely input their payment information. Create credit card detail panel. Finally, the create credit card detail panel allows user to enter their credit card information. They must provide their name, the expiry date of the card, and the CVV number. Once they click the done button, the system confirms the details and informs the user that their credit card information has been submitted, completing the booking process. Each of these steps, from selecting the event type to entering credit card details, is encapsulated in its own panel, and the card layout takes care of navigating between them. The design ensures that user can follow a smooth guided process, ensuring that all necessary steps for booking an event are completed in a user-friendly manner. Let us run it.
Hi, this is Yashvita. I'm going to start with the backend of our project. So I'm beginning with the user class. This user class is a JPA entity that represents a user in a database. It is mapped to the user table and each field corresponds to a column in the table. The fields include name, user ID, phone number, age, gender, created at, and password, etc. There are also constructors along with getters and setters for each field. The gender is represented by an enum to ensure type safety. User service. The user service class is a Spring service that provides business logic for managing users. It interacts with the user repository to perform CRUD operation on user data. User repository. The user repository interface extends the JPA repository. It is responsible for interacting with the database to perform actions like saving, updating, deleting, and fetching users. This repository leverages Spring Data JPA, which automatically implements the methods based on their signatures. User controller. The user controller is a Spring MVC controller that handles user-related HTTP requests, particularly for sign-up, login, and logout functionality. Custom User Detail Service class. It is a custom service class to get all the details users. Custom User Detail Service is a custom implementation of User Detail Service which is used by Spring Security to load user-specific data for authentication and authorization.
Myself Komal and I'll be continuing on the backend development. Coming to the Cafe class, it is a Java persistence API entity representing a cafe in a database. It is mapped to the cafe table with several fields like cafe ID, name, location, etc. It also includes a one-to-many relationship with the menu item entity where a cafe can have multiple menus. The cafe service class provides the business logic for managing cafes and their associated menu items. This service uses an optional handle to pause the possibility of missing data gracefully, returning null or a default value when necessary. The Cafe repository. It is a Spring Data JPA repository responsible for data access. Same as the user repository, it also allows the database querying the database based on specific attributes like location, name, and ID. The menu item class. It represents the items on the menu at a cafe. This class allows the system to manage and display menu items associated with cafes, including their names, costs, preparation times, and etc. The service class of the menu item handles the business logic related to the menu item entities and interacts with both the menu item repository and the cafe repository. The controller class of the menu item is responsible for handling requests related to the menu items in a specific cafe. The security configuration class ensures a role-based access using user and admin roles with secure login or logout features and bicrypt password encryption to maintain safe and secure user interactions.
In this database design, we have created several tables to support our cafe and event management system, such as user table, cafe table, transaction table, order table, menu item table, order items table, event table, vendor table, payment table, review table, event type table. These tables collectively support user account management, cafe orders, event planning, vendor management, customer feedback, and transaction, making it a robust foundation for managing our cafe and event services. Thank you.